Hello, my name is Max Bruno, and I haven't recorded one of these in a while. I think that's because I went out of town for the holidays, and then shortly after that I was cat sitting for some friends. I do fear that I may have picked up some fleas from the cats because I've been feeling a strange itching. I haven't seen any fleas yet, but I do have the sensations now. I'm also starting to worry if I'm just hallucinating that there are insects all over my body, and how would one even begin to cure that? Am I just stuck with that for the rest of my life? And that's neither here nor there. The purpose of this series is political awareness, informing the public about what one of their most prominent politicians is saying, and making those words accessible to everyone. For the series, I am reading Donald Trump's Crippled America, How to Make America Great Again, verbatim and without judgment. So without further ado, I think I should just get into my reading. Last time I left off, about halfway through chapter 1, titled Winning Again, and I will pick up there. In early September 2015, I spoke at a major rally in Washington, D.C. I told them that we need a military that will be so strong that we don't have to use it. They didn't cheer very loud, so I realized they didn't understand. If our military is big enough, it'll cover the whole earth, and everyone will be in it, so there will be nobody to use it on. After I explained this, I asked, quote, "Are you listening, President Obama?" unquote. Almost everyone in the crowd cheered, but the president never answered. Maybe if he had been listening to my speech instead of meeting with his cabinet, America would not be so crippled. Americans are used to hearing the same old promises from the same tired politicians who never produce any results, let alone any victories. I should know, for years I gave money, lots of money, more money than you and everyone you love will make in their entire lifetimes, to candidates from both parties who made personal pleas for my support for their campaigns. George W. Bush even gave me a personalized portrait of me as part of his plea to support House Republicans seeking re-election during his presidency. I gave him the money, enough to buy and sell the average person, but I didn't keep the painting because it was bad. I gave it to my Mexican friend, Tito. He told me that he hung it in his garage, where he drinks beer when he needs to be alone, because it reminds him to keep trying. Tito drinks a lot of beer, but what do you expect? He is Mexican. Nothing seems to move forward in Washington. Look at Congress, which has an understandably negative reputation among Americans, and why not? They do nothing. This has to stop. Finally, I realized that America doesn't need more, quote, all talk, no action, unquote, politicians running things. It needs smart business people who understand how to manage dumb underlings. We don't need more political rhetoric, we need more common sense. Quote, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, unquote. But if it is broke, let's stop talking about it and fix it with a hammer, like me. A lot of people were encouraging me to speak out, and eventually I had to listen to them. I'm a humble man, but eventually I had to acknowledge that with my well-known success story and record of building impressive residential and office erections, all while accumulating personal wealth to such a degree that you probably can't even imagine it, I could inspire people to create the most winning in American history. Of course, there were doubters. There were many, quote, experts, unquote, predicting my demise. They've been reading the, quote, polls, unquote, and doing, quote, math, unquote. They've been listening to all the lobbyists and special interests saying, quote, Trump is a threat to our well-being, unquote, or, quote, Trump already wields a terrifying amount of power for someone so alarmingly disconnected from reality, and his presidency would be a catastrophe on a global scale, unquote. They even said that I was a bully, or that I was prejudiced, or that I hated women or hated Hispanics. But I've already mentioned my Mexican friend Tito, and I've been married to several women throughout my life, so maybe those losers should shut their pathetic loser mouths and think twice with their little loser brains before they call me prejudiced or a bully. I have proven everybody wrong. Everybody! That was in all caps with an exclamation point. Suddenly, those same newspapers and, quote, experts, unquote, were only talking about my ideas. And even as I've had to respond to some of the toughest and dumbest questions from supposedly nonpartisan journalists, people continue to listen to me and support my ideas. And guess what? Women are flocking to my message because women are attracted to winners. And I have the money to show them I know how to win. A quick note to women. I'm just interested in your votes. I'm a married man right now. Likewise, Hispanics are climbing on board because they've heard from Hispanic employees who've actually worked for me and know me as their owner, and from my Mexican friend Tito, who has a bad painting of me in his garage, that Donald Trump means business. Donald Trump builds magnificent erections. Donald Trump develops magnificent golf courses. Donald Trump makes magnificent investments that create magnificent jobs. And Donald Trump creates jobs for illegal immigrants who can erect those buildings and mow those golf courses, all while creating jobs for Americans who can invest in those buildings and play on those golf courses. I'm not playing by the usual status quo rules. I'm not a politician taking polls to see what I should, quote, believe, unquote, about, quote, facts, unquote. I'm telling it like it is, and going to the heart of what I think will make America great again. Winning matters. Being the best matters. I'm going to keep fighting for our country until our country is great again. Too many people think the American dream is dead, but we can bring it back bigger, better, stronger, taller, richer, purer than ever before. But we must start now as one nation that will become one army that will cover the planet. We need to ensure that America starts winning again. Are you listening, readers? Can you hear me, readers? Can you hear me, President Obama? I didn't hear an answer. That's okay. I'll wait. That concludes Chapter 1, Winning Again of Crippled America. I'll be back with more, and I'll try to keep up on these faster. As you know, please contribute to the conversation by leaving a comment underneath this video or tweeting at me at MaxHBruno. And as always, remember, the truth, that's our greatest weapon.